Hello, good morning folks. Welcome to part 2 of the haul video. I've decided to do it this way because I could have done the haul in maybe 2 20 to half an hour parts, but the problem is I don't want to take up too much of your time. What I'm trying to do now is keep my output to about 7 minutes when I do these sort of videos. So obviously then it means I have to make more, but that's good for me. The simple reason is I just don't want to take up too much of people's time, and I have found that the longer they are, the less people tend to watch them. Also, this is my 205th video for the VC. Can't believe it. It's unreal. I was really shocked when I saw that. And I'd just like to thank all my subs, my viewers, and the people who do watch these films. It means a lot to me. When I started this channel, I never realised it would. I thought if I get about 40 or 50 subs, I'd be happy, and it's far exceeded my expectations, and I'm really chuffed. And thanks very much. So, without further ado, the next 2 CDs I want to show you could be up for trade. One of them I would never have picked up in a million years. I'll show you it first. This is the soundtrack off the film Spinal Tap. Now, if you watched my channel, I'm not into this sort of stuff, cover bands or anything like that, and I would have left it in the shop. But it was like a spoof they did of this band, and Christopher Jess was in it, and I like the drummer because he reminded me. I think they took him off John Bonham of the Zeppelin, but he was one who made me laugh at it. The reason why I picked it up, if anybody on the VC wants a copy of this, or after a copy of this, hit me up in the comments below and I'll send you it. It's one of these CDs that somebody might be after, and you can't get your hands on a copy, and just to let you know, the Zulu's got a copy for you if you want it. But that's the only reason why I bought it, just in case, you know, Darcy might want a copy, or Metal Mickey's, or anybody in the VC. You know, I've got a copy up for trade. But it's just not my cup of tea, this sort of thing. I'm into the real bands, and I don't like cover versions. I like original recorded music. That's what I got into this for. I don't want to hear a band perform somebody else's songs. You know what I mean? Write your own songs, you lazy gits. That's my philosophy anyway. But there it is. You know I've got it. Now the next one I've got is Metal Mickey's Fault here. Because I saw it. I think it was Metal Mickey's Fault. But this is another rap CD I would never have touched in a million years, and this is Europe. And I've never been a fan of theirs. It's to me, it's a lame name for a rock heavy metal band, and I didn't like the Final Countdown. But I thought, no, I'll get it, and just to give it another chance. And if I don't like it, it's gone. It'll be up for trade. But the great thing about it, because this was issued the same year as Painkiller, what I loved about it tells you all the albums that came out at the time, and you got Accept, and another lot of albums, and and you had Painkiller. Look, that was Judas Priest. But it's a nice little presentation booklet. I think it was 91, but it's Prisoners of Paradise. I played a couple of tracks off it, and I didn't do anything for me whatsoever. But again, this is another one could be up for trade. If anybody really after it, hit me up in the comments below. And it is an original look. But I've got a present for you today, folks. Keep listening. You'll be shocked by the end of this film. But now the next one is a band I really like, and I may be wrong again. They don't seem to get much, sort of held up on the VC, but I suppose people have. This band was out of Scarborough in Yorkshire, and this is this band, Little Angels. Really, really great band. This CD is called Jam, and this was out in 92. Yeah, 92. But this was a record this was a band. To me, if you ever do a VC and somebody asks me what band should achieve more, this band should have. It just didn't quite happen for them, but they're a really, really good band. If you're into bands like Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, you'll love this band. I love their songs, but they just didn't sort of, do it. which is a pity. But a great band, check them out, folks. This one will need a new case because it's a 2 CD pack. You get a nice little booklet with it as well. Yeah, really, really good. But if you haven't checked them out, check them out already. This is what you get, the merchandise leaflet. I might get some of that. Wonder if they've still got it in stock after 91. And the great thing is, well, 12 quid for a t-shirt, 1991. Cool, that's scandalous. Hasn't changed much, is it? And it accepts Visa and Access. That's unreal. Please add postage and packaging, £1, £1.90. Woof. But yeah, if you haven't checked this band out, do so. And it'd be a great one to get into. Now, the 2 best ones. And one of these, they're common CDs, but I've got a little, it really, really made my day. This is probably the best CD I've got in the whole one I'm going to show you. No, it's not this one. Now, this is Metallica, Master of Puppets, my favourite album of theirs. I absolutely love this album. I used to own it on vinyl before the burglars relieved me of it. But when people say to Metallica, this is the album I love. I like the other albums as well, but I love this one more. Got some fantastic tracks on, and it's an absolutely brilliant release. I think it was their 3rd, but my brain's not what it was. You'll have to excuse me, it's getting old. If I made a mistake, you can send me to a firing squad in the morning. But yeah, was it the 3rd album, he said, and I absolutely love it, especially Master of Puppets, Battery, not a bad track on there, and just fantastic. Disposable Heroes, all good. Right, now my next one is definitely their 4th album, an original release, but I'm sure Metal Mickey would see this one, and Mark C with a G, and Scott and Renee. It's still sealed, and I've checked it out, and this is the generic CD that was issued in 1988 in Europe at the time, but this one is sealed. I've never ever come across a sealed CD this old, especially of somebody like Metallica. You do find them occasionally, and obviously people put them in their collections, or they probably collect sealed, or they've forgotten to open it, or something's happened. But sealed vinyl's pretty common, because what people used to do back in the day was they used to leave the vinyl sealed until we found out the error of our ways, and it could damage your records in the long term. And they used to get a tape, you record it, or get a recording of it and play the tape or CD and keep one sort of intact. But coming across sealed CDs like this is pretty rare experience, especially as a record hunter. It doesn't happen very long. Also, what makes it for me is a seminal album as well. It's not one of their bad albums. It's a decent band, and it's like what you call a seminal album. Some people might disagree with me. Some people might agree, but just coming across it sealed, still wrapped in its original shrink. It's never going to be opened. I've already got this album. I've got Master of Puppets as well. I'll never open it. I'll put it in a polythene bag and label it up. But it just absolutely made me day, this. And if you are collecting CDs or records, always look out for the seal, especially on the CD fronts. They rarely come out, or it rarely happens to me personally anyway. But that's the back end. We all know the songs anyway. I think it was there was a very famous film in the late 70s called And Justice for All. I've got a feeling this record was a response to that, but I may be wrong. If I am wrong, please feel free to correct me. But it's just an amazing find for me, because you do get these CDs original, and they do go for a premium. But for actually to find one that is still sealed and never been played, it's just an amazing find. Anyway, folks, that's enough for part 2. Part 3 will come. We're at 9.5 minutes at the moment. That's enough of me boring you for today. I'll see you next time. And I hope it's warm where you are at the moment. We've got more rain coming, and it's very overcast at the moment. But I think it's going to rain. Take care, folks, and see you next time. Probably tomorrow.